great players. They have a great organization. And you tell them one thing.
What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Also make sure to hit that bell notification, that way you get notified every time I post a video just like this one. Without further ado, let's jump right into the topic of this video. The Las Vegas Raiders defense played lights out for us, and they just put us in a perfect position to upset the Miami Dolphins. The defense got us 3 turnovers and only gave up 6 points in the second half, but it was really our offense that could not get the job done for us in order to win this game. The Raiders were unable to run the ball effectively, even though that has been our identity on offense. Ever since Josh McDaniels got fired, the Raiders were only able to put up 13 points, and the Raiders offense was just also very conservative at moments in this game, which I think definitely bit us in the ass. And overall, our rookie quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, struggled in this game. And this was most definitely a game where I wanted to analyze Aiden O'Connell's performance, just this offense in general, and see what went wrong for the Raiders. In this game, there was a lot of ups and downs for Aiden O'Connell. So look, let's just jump into the tape and see what he did good and where he struggled in this game. Now, the Raiders started off the game with some nice play action concepts, and I thought we took the right approach early in the game with our offense. The Raiders weren't able to run the ball like they wanted to, and part of that was due to the penalties, like on this hold we see from Dylan Parham that really just set us back and put us behind the sticks. Right here, Aiden O'Connell is super late on this throw. He's got to hit Davante Adams right now as soon as he makes his break, but he just holds onto the ball way too long. He eventually throws it his way, but it's just way too late. He gives Davante Adams just zero chance to make any yards after the catch on this one. Here, this is another good example of easing him into the game with this good, safe check down route. Here, I would like to see Aiden O'Connell get a lot more aggressive on this throw and potentially throw this to Davante Adams. Now, this isn't an easy throw because he's going to have to anticipate the throw. He has to throw it early with some velocity too to avoid the safety breaking on this. But O'Connell has shown that he has the arm talent to make this type of throw, but he just really needs to anticipate this throw and see it first, and ultimately just have the confidence to throw this into a tight window, which I know he can do. Here we got a good play action pass design, and O'Connell does a good job identifying the open man, and he throws an accurate pass along the sideline to Trey Tucker. Here we got a huge play for the Las Vegas Raiders, and it's off the play action once again. And what's crazy is we only got 2 runners down the field, and Davante Adams is essentially going against triple coverage right here. But the throw was just perfect from Aiden O'Connell, and he's able to hit Davante Adams for this deep strike touchdown. And look, this is what I mean when it comes to Aiden O'Connell. Really, he has all the arm talent in the world, but he's got to showcase this and trust himself a little bit more to be more aggressive on a consistent basis. A missed opportunity right here. The pressure seems to affect Aiden O'Connell, and he throws this pass way behind Trey Tucker, which is unfortunate because if you can hit him in stride, that's easily a first down for us right here. 3rd down and 4 for the Raiders here right before the half, and I just hate the play call right here. For me, this is just way too conservative. You gotta throw the football right here. It's 3rd and 4. You gotta get some yards, and if you're gonna run the ball, it's gotta be like a draw play, trying to catch them by surprise. But you can't just come out in a run formation like this and run it right up the gut. This was just a terrible decision in my opinion, and especially too in a game where we weren't really able to get anything going on the run, on the ground. We can see the loss of left tackle Colton Miller in this game really affected us once again as Jermaine Illumer gets beat on this rundown, and this also had a factor in how Aiden O'Connell and this offense looked in this game. We were just way too one-dimensional throughout this game. Now, the first turnover of the game for the Raiders, the Dolphins here are running a cover 4, and it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders. And here, Aiden O'Connell decides to get aggressive right here. Now, look, I'm all for our quarterback being aggressive, but if you're going to do that, you can't throw this ball behind because it will get picked off, and that's exactly what happened. I also feel like he also throws this ball just a little bit too late as well. He's got to throw this As soon as Trey Tucker begins to make his break and just anticipate the route, he throws it late and he throws it behind him, and it costs him right here. Also, it's 1st and 10. Maybe you just take the wide open underneath route, but regardless, he's got to make a much better throw right here, and it leads to the interception. Now, throughout the game, there's definitely some things that I liked from Aiden O'Connell. Here, I like the accuracy throwing on the move on this play action bootleg. Now, right here, another missed opportunity for the Raiders offense. We got a flea flicker right here, trying to fool the Miami Dolphins offense and hit them for a deep pass. And look, it was completely there. Davante Adams just sells this run block perfectly and is able to get a step on his man, but the pass is just slightly overthrown. Now look, this wasn't an easy throw. I'm sure Aiden O'Connell wishes he had just a little bit more time, but he had to get the ball off quick as Michael Mayer was struggling on his block. But man, you gotta hit on these type of plays if you want to beat these type of teams in the NFL. This could have been a touchdown if you hit Davante Adams in stride, or look, at the very least, it would have been a huge chunk play for us. If you can just get into the vicinity of Davante Adams and maybe even just underthrow it slightly, you could very well get a pass interference. But look, a very tough pill to swallow on this play. A huge missed opportunity for the Raiders. You got to make these plays. Here is another example of Aiden O'Connell just holding onto the ball too long. He had Renfro open, but he holds onto the ball until the pressure gets there, and eventually they bring him down. Now, I wish the Raiders could have done a better job getting Josh Jacobs involved in the passing game like we see in this play right here. Yes, we weren't able to run the ball like we wanted to, but you can also get Jacobs involved in the quick passing game like in this rep. Now, this is a great play by Aiden O'Connell. Nothing is open initially down the field. He's got plenty of time, and eventually he just uses his legs to extend the play. He throws a great pass on the run to Trey Tucker along the sideline, but the rookie can't get both feet in bounds. He's got to make that play, but just good job by Aiden O'Connell right here. Now, this play is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to his anticipation as a quarterback. He does a great job right here. He throws this before Jacoby Myers finishes the route and is able to fit this in a tight window. Aiden O'Connell, he just has to do this on a more consistent basis. Now, 4th and 3, and the Raiders offense decides to stay on the field. Look, I didn't have a huge issue with us going for it in these type of situations. I thought in order to win this game, we were going to need another touchdown, but the Miami defense was all over this deep route for Jacoby Myers. Really, I don't know why we had Jacoby Myers running this type of route. That's really not his strength, in my opinion. And looking back at this play, maybe if he would have thrown it to Michael Mayer, we would have got the first down. But I also understand why he didn't see him, as the pocket was collapsing. He had to get this pass off quickly. But look, just poor execution all around in a crucial moment in the game for the Raiders offense. And right here, this is a mistake by Aiden O'Connell. He gets lucky on this because he clearly threw this behind the line of scrimmage. This was a fumble. This was a live ball. And if the Dolphins would have been more aware, this would have been a turnover. And the game would have been over at that point due to a careless mistake by Aiden. So he's got to learn from this mistake and just throw it out of bounds. Now right here, just a beautiful pass along the sideline once again by O'Connell. And in this game, what was really nice to see was that we finally saw Hunter Renfro get involved. I hope we can continue to utilize him moving forward, but this was just a great play by him, getting a lot of yards after contact. Another Hunter Renfro play, and this is how we got to use him. We got to let him be our security blanket at times and just get it out to him quickly to move the ball, to move the chains, instead of always just trying to get all the yards in one play. Here the Dolphins bring some pressure and O'Connell makes an ill-advised throw, and he's lucky this was not interception, just as a bad read, and really we had no chance on this play. 4th down here, and we got nothing down the field. Also, it doesn't help that our right tackle, Thayer Munford, whiffs on this block, and Aiden O'Connell tries to make a miracle play. But yeah, this play really just had no chance, to be honest. Now right here, another missed opportunity for this offense. Look at this route by Davante Adams. This is just absolutely filthy. He sells the inside route, goes to the outside. He just absolutely cooks Jalen Ramsey. And look, he's wide open, and whenever Davante Adams gets open like this, you have to hit him. But the pass is off target, and this was just very frustrating because this is two big plays where Davante Adams is able to get open, and we just weren't able to get him the rock. We got to do much better on this. We have to take advantage of these type of plays, and we just didn't do so. Here we see Aiden O'Connell does a good job anticipating the route. He gets it to Trey Tucker for a nice chunk play right here. Now, another great throw to Davante Adams along the sideline, just perfect timing. And look, this is what you see from Aiden O'Connell on tape. He can really make all the throws in the NFL, but it's just really up to his consistency and doing this more often that's been holding him back thus far. Now, the game that sealed it all for the Raiders, the third interception of the day. Now, look, this was a tough throw to make, but look, I can understand the thought process of Aiden O'Connell right there. We have to be aggressive. It's late in the ball game. We have to get a touchdown. And really, Trey Tucker is one of your best deep ball threats. So, look, I don't mind the aggressiveness. Maybe the throw could have been a little bit better, but at the same time, Jalen Ramsey makes a phenomenal play on this, and he seals the game for the Miami Dolphins. And really, the Dolphins just had our number in this one. The Raiders weren't able to make enough plays. The Raiders weren't able to make the big plays that counted. We left a lot of opportunities on the field, and at times we were very conservative, and I think that definitely costed us. I just didn't like how we were conservative early in the game, right before the half. We let a lot of time run off the clock, and it just seemed like we were content kicking the field goal, being down 1 point at halftime. And in the second half, you're being aggressive, which, I like being aggressive, but at the same time, it's just weird how in the first half you're so conservative, and then in the second half you kind of flip the switch and try to go all out, which, it definitely was a mistake by this coaching staff and Antonio Pierce, but at the same time, it's his third game as the interim head coach. He's gonna have some mistakes, but it's just all about learning from his mistakes, and really that's the same scenario for Aiden O'Connell. I think Aiden O'Connell, in my opinion, he had a very rough game. I thought he was inconsistent on his throws at times, and ultimately he missed Davante Adams on a potential touchdown pass and just a huge chunk play as well. And in order for us to win that game, we have to make those plays, and just in general, the offense wasn't good enough, and that just really starts with the leader of the offense, and that's the quarterback position. He also turned the ball over 3 different times, and he held onto the ball too long at times, which is something that we've seen earlier in the season as well. And sometimes he just waited too long to make throws, when on other reps he did a great job anticipating the routes and was able to get the ball off before the wide receiver broke on the route. He just needs to do this on a more consistent basis and just trust his reads. But look, Aiden O'Connell is still a player who has a lot of tools that you like to see in a quarterback to be successful in the National Football League. He can make all the throws. He's an accurate quarterback, but he just needs to learn from his mistakes, and sometimes he just gotta let it fly and trust his throwing ability. I think O'Connell is still a very poised player. He doesn't get very rattled easily, which is something I like to see. He seems like a very high character football player, but we also got to take into consideration that this was not an ideal situation for the rookie quarterback. Like I said, the Raiders' identity has been running the ball with Josh Jacobs, and the Raiders were unable to get the run game going in this game, and our starting left tackle was out. And look, the Miami Dolphins, give them some credit as well. They did a very good job in this game. They have a very talented defense, but I still wish we wouldn't have been so conservative at times in this game. We got to really give Aiden O'Connell the keys to this offense and give him the confidence to let it rip and just let him either sink or swim in the National Football League and just see what the kid has, because I think he really has all the tools, but it's also natural that he's out there making mistakes. He's a rookie in the NFL and he needs more reps to learn from. But at the end of the day, it's 1 week, it's 1 game. I'm not going to come out and say that I'm done with Aiden O'Connell, that we need to move on from him. But I'm just going to call it as I see it. He had a rough game. He's got to learn from this. And one thing we got to take into consideration is this defense showed out for us. And the Raiders, if we want to make it into the playoffs, we're going to have to beat some teams that we're not supposed to beat. And it really starts this week with Kansas City. I think we're going to have to beat Kansas City at least once this season. We're either going to have to do it this week at Allegiant Stadium, or we're gonna have to do it on the road in Arrowhead Stadium on Christmas Day in order for the Raiders to potentially sneak into the playoffs. And in order for us to do this, the Raiders are gonna have to be so much better on offense. And things are not going to get easier for this offense and for Aiden O'Connell, as we're going to be matched up with another great defense in Kansas City next week. And if we want any chance to win in this game, the offense just has to be so much better all around. And it really starts with the quarterback position. But Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I definitely want to get you guys' feedback on what you guys saw from Aiden O'Connell in this game. Let me know in the comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that is all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel and you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.